Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of my short little tech news segment that I'm working on. Don't really have a title for it yet, but we'll get there. Okay, so between Twitter, Reddit, and a few other media sources, got a few cool things that I read about today that I want to let y'all know about. The first one deals with Arduino. For any of you not familiar, an Arduino is a programmable microcontroller or very tiny computer that works really good with like a breadboard and building intricate like circuits. Works well for a number of electronics, but a lot of people use it for like robotics and different things like that. I've got an Arduino over there. I've been dabbling with it. I need to break it back out and start working on it again. But anyways, so the problem with the Arduino as it stands now is it's very good for testing an idea or tinkering around, but it's not very permanent. There's not really a way to solder and to make connections really clean looking and to where you can hand it to someone and them not screw it up by accidentally pulling out a wire, things like that. So here comes the solution to that, the Permaduino, which is just a Arduino clone. But the cool thing about it is not only is it a little bit smaller and designed to be solder capable so that you can make permanent connections there, it also has a built-in mini breadboard, and on top of that it has a place for two AA batteries. So this thing, I mean, it really puts let me grab my Arduino and breadboard and kind of give you an idea of the scale here. Okay, so this is just a silly little thing I was working on when I didn't have anything else to do. This right here, pat my finger to kind of give you a little bit of scale there, and see, like I was saying, wires are already falling off. But here is your Arduino, and then there is your typical sized breadboard for all the circuits, and they've managed to fit something similar to these two things plus a battery power source onto something that's a little bit smaller, I believe, than the actual Arduino itself. So that, I actually, even though I have this and I have the breadboard, I may be buying one of those if the price is right. If any of y'all are interested in the Permaduino, Indiegogo.com, they have been on there for a little while, but they've met their mark that they're trying to hit yet. So definitely go on there, check it out, maybe be an early adopter of the Permaduino, and yeah, not have to deal with a mess like this. Didn't sleep much last night, so drinking a little low-cal coffee to keep me awake for just a little bit longer so I can film this segment. For those of you who haven't heard, DotCom is back in the news, but it's actually good news for once. It's not the government illegally raiding your files. So for those of you who don't know, mega.co.nz launched today, and it's basically just a rebirthing. They're trying to say that it's a completely new startup. Really what it is it's kind of a reboot of Mega Upload with much better encryption for security, as well as some added features, and there's no servers inside the United States, so it's supposed to be a lot more secure. So definitely check that out. The cool thing is it launched a couple days ago, and within the first 24 hours it had over 1 million hits, I guess, or site visits, which is pretty cool. So we'll hopefully that'll keep taking off, and it wasn't just a it wasn't just a one-time thing. Hopefully people will keep visiting that site. I really like Kim.com and a lot of the internet freedom stuff he's been doing, trying to get more information out there. And he had a great analogy in the launch press release that he was giving, where if someone is caught speeding in a car, you don't arrest the person who makes that car. if a drunk driver decides to get in a Ford pickup and, drive recklessly, they're not going to arrest the CEO of Ford Motor Company. That's just not how it works. People are responsible for their own actions, and this is just a tool. So, yeah, but, of course, as with any semi-good news, of course, there's always somebody on the flip side who wants to tear down that success. And so now we have, site hadn't even been up for, I think, 48 hours, and we already have we've already got a group that's trying to shut down Mega, as it, I guess can't call it mega.com, but mega.co.nz. I just call it mega.com. We already have a group trying to shut down mega.com. The group Stop File Lockers is already trying to shut down the funding and the participation for mega.co.nz, the new mega site from Kim.com. So, I don't think they're going to gain a whole lot of momentum. From what I hear, they've got a team of lawyers. Mega has a team of lawyers that's made sure that the site is 100% legal, and they've got some pretty heavy hitters backing them financially. So I think Mega is going to be okay, as well as Kim.com. Been a lot of talk recently about Facebook's new graph search and some of the problems with the algorithm, and how it really it's just a new way for Facebook to give information to advertisers and to really let your friends and people who you may not even be that great of friends with spy in and learn more about you than what you would have hoped to have shared. So yeah, poor algorithm. There's a lot of privacy issues with it, as I was saying earlier. So yeah, just keep a lookout for that. Don't have a whole lot on that, but I will have more as it starts to develop, since it is still in the testing phase. Okay, more good news. 2 good news stories in one segment, so that's kind of cool. We have the Federal Communications Commission, the president, or I guess the chairman, announced earlier today that they were setting a new goal of having gigabit internet connections in all 50 states, in major cities of all 50 states by 2015. 3 years, is that ambitious? I don't know. What do you guys think? Google was able to do it, in Kansas City. I believe from the time I heard about it to the time it launched was roughly a year, and that's Google. I mean, if it takes Google a year to do something, it'll probably take the rest of the industry at least 3 years to do it. Kind of a fan of Google, if you couldn't tell, but that doesn't mean that I won't criticize them when they do stupid stuff, which they do all the time. So yeah, definitely kind of excited about that. I'll put a link to the article so you guys can check that out and read a little bit more into it and see what their actual plans are. I was actually surprised to learn that I believe 14 states already have some sort of what they call ultra high-speed internet connection. I guess Houston is not one of those, because our internet here, you can get decent speeds with like Comcast or some of the other cable providers, but for the most part you're pretty much stuck with DSL, which is better than dial-up. Yeah, it's better than dial-up, I guess, but not by much. I do live in Houston now, so actually today was the first day of my new job, so that was pretty cool. Got to sit on the computer for 8 hours and do data entry. It's always fun. But I'm sorta, kinda in the beginning stages of dabbling with the idea of possibly thinking about maybe, disclaimer there, starting up a Houston hackathon. I've never been to a hackathon. I've only seen YouTube videos and read about them. They sound awesome. I'd really like to get something going, start small, maybe grow it into something decently sized. I know Houston isn't Silicon Valley, but there is a surprising amount of of a technology industry here, as well as just a lot of people of all ages that are just, you know, into technology and computers for just the pure fun of it, or possibly you know, wanting to start something from the ground up, or wanting to start a small startup or something like that. So I definitely want to get a few people together and maybe see where that leads. But yeah, if you're in the Houston area, or even, yeah, anywhere within driving distance, let me know if you think that would be a good idea. I'll put my email in the description as well. So I think that's all I want to put in this video. I had some more stuff, but I think I'm going to save that for the next video when I talk about my PC build, my gaming rig that I'm going to be building here soon. So definitely stay tuned for that. Just got very small milestone, 5,000 views on my channel. So I haven't been doing the videos regularly because I've been moving around and staying at different places, family members, parents, that kind of thing. Just graduated from college. So, but I will be getting a place shortly, and then the videos will become more regular, and I'll have a nicer setup. And stay tuned for that. I appreciate the people who have already subscribed. If you haven't yet, subscribe. I believe Google has put it right down there. So check that out, or possibly over here somewhere. So yeah, subscribe. Check out some of my other videos. Got some tutorials on HTML. Check those out. And I will see you in the next video.